In this video, I'm going to tell you who the best president for America is. I've done a lot of careful research for several years now, and I know the answer. Are you ready? The best president for America over these next 4 years is you. And I almost feel like I could stop the video right here because I think there's something inside your chest that knows exactly what I'm talking about. But our minds will probably have plenty of doubts and arguments, so I'm going to flesh this out a little bit. The best president we could possibly have in the next 4 years is you, and it's me, and it's everyone else treating each other with kindness, discussing things with civility, fact-checking our own beliefs, and being open to changing our views when new information comes to light. Basically, I'm talking about all of those healthy behaviors that citizens do in a free democracy, which raise that society up into the most beneficial form of human grouping, which is called civilization. And I could talk here about the poison in the well, talking about our information sources, how our once free and independent press was gobbled up years ago by massive corporations after the safeguards protecting them was stripped away. And it was stripped away by Republicans and Democrats. I could go into depth about our need to fact check our beliefs from sources that come outside of the information stovepipes that we've all been pigeonholed into, and so on. But I'm going to save that for other videos because there's something just as important, if not more important, than having accurate information. And that's so hard for me to say because I'm kind of an information junkie. We need to save America, and that starts with you and me right here. There's a lot of hopelessness in America right now, and I want to remind you that the situation is not hopeless because you are here, and I am here, and hundreds of millions of good, law-abiding Americans are here. And that is really the most important thing to know right now. It simply won't matter who is president if you and I and others choose to live with kindness, patience, love, respect for each other over these next 4 years. Respect even for all of those law-abiding neighbors of ours who are going to vote differently than us. In fact, especially love and patience for them, because that's the real problem right now. It's not about presidents. It's that we've been told to kick a group of law-abiding Americans out of our hearts, to shun them, to make them the enemy. And unfortunately, a lot of us listen to this really bad advice. That's the real problem in America today. America is our home. Guys, listen to me. America is our home. And we're not renting this home from a tiny group of billionaires who now own more than half of the wealth in America, who own the news outlets, who own the universities, who own most of the internet, who even own powerful politicians. A tiny group who have infected both political parties and try to bend those parties to serve their personal interests over the common good. We're not renting this home from them. This is our home. This is all of our home. Every single American citizen. And yes, there are homewreckers trying every day to tear us apart. They are working very hard, investing millions, if not billions of dollars into this project of theirs to wreck this marriage that we all have with each other. Because that's what the U.S. Constitution really is, isn't it? The Constitution is like a sacred marriage vow between all of us. And there are people who want us to get a divorce because that makes us weaker. That lets them come in and take what is ours. And yes, they're already doing that. They always have been doing that. But it's getting worse. And they're doing it only because we let them. You know, a divorce starts in our heart and then it manifests outside of us. And in the same way, reconciling, healing our relationships must start in our heart too. With the promise to each other that we're not going to give up on each other. We're not going to let America become a broken family filled with bitterness and increasing struggle to make ends meet. We're going to come together and work together because that's where our power is. Our power isn't in a president. It's in us. It's in our unity. Not the unity of one group of Americans beating another group over the head with a club. That's not power. That's civil war. That's chaos. Our power is in all of us, all Americans working to raise our country up out of tribalism into a shining civilization. But guys, as you know, that's not where we're headed right now. If it was, I wouldn't need to make this video. Thousands of people wouldn't be making these kinds of videos. Right now, what we're doing is we're driving this bus of America straight towards a cliff, and we're arguing about who gets to sit up front. It doesn't have to be this way. You and me and everyone are far more powerful than any president or any tiny group of billionaires. You and I can choose to ignore the voices telling us to hate and fear each other. You and I can have meaningful, enriching lives together, even if we don't get the president we want. There's a lot of things we don't get to choose in life, but we do get to choose that one, and no one can take it away from us. People choose love and kindness even when they're on their deathbed, dying of cancer. Sometimes people choose that even in the middle of a horrific, violent battleground, or they choose it even when they're trapped in a prison cell. I'm not pretending that it's always easy to choose love and kindness over fear and hate, but we do have that choice because love transcends our circumstances. That's how powerful we are. Our power is not out there in some president. And we don't need a president's permission to be powerful. Our power is inside of you. It's inside of me. It's inside of all Americans. And that's who we need as our president these next 4 years. You and me being kind to each other. Guys, if we don't have that, then even the best president can't save us. And if we do have that, even the worst president can't ruin us. We are all one human family. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native, all genders, all sexual orientations. It doesn't matter what other way we might separate human beings into little categories. We are all one human family. Very imperfect, yes. But from what I see, trying very hard to do the right thing. Don't let them divide us.